because they have an assassin jungler. They needed to pick a tankier roamer, someone who can give a little bit of shield, which is of course the Lolita, because you can't put the Faramis in the roam. That would have been way too much pressure for FlapTZ's Glue, who's already up against a Lunox.
Yeah. All points lead to BREN Esports, and how will they execute this one? Let's see. Let's leave it up to the pros on how they want to do this up against Echo. It's game number 2, and we're going for a start. Early invades, though, from BREN Esports here. Eyes on Yawi and Carl TZ on this purple.
There's a proactiveness that we are looking for here for BREN, but they're having a hard time finding a way or an entrance to disrupt the jungler of Echo, where we see Sanji and Sanford actually securing both major entrances into the jungle.
Okay.
Good zoning out and good pressure showed up by BREN. So the members, the two teams recognize the importance of the scaling of the two junglers. Kyle TZ would want to be relatively safe. He cannot suffer 2 deaths early. 1 may be recoverable, but even that is already quite a tall order. That's how fickle sometimes Hayabusa pickup is, but Kyle TZ had a monster performance as a Hayabusa yesterday up against Blacklist International. Talented as a young man in that hero.
Yeah, give them a W. Just that on. So now this could be a threat for Echo if they want to see this. But this Lunox pick really is a good choice if you want to be in your gold lane right now.
It's really good in terms of matchup, I think, because he is going to have some versatility in terms of how he wants to handle that gold lane. So we're going to have to wait and see how that pans out, as we do see, again, BREN Esports. They're trying to be as aggressive as they possibly can with the lineup. But Echo, they have other plans.
Yeah.
Now they have Carl TZ and Sanford on the side, Sanji as well. Basically have good coverage, which means they secure that turtle.
Okay. You know what's interesting? This actually empowers Carl TZ and Sanford, considering that,
Those are big
he's trapped
ultimates
in.
being forced out, and Sanji has him boxed in with a real-world manipulation. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. There's the heavy spin that is a bane to all Lolita players all around the world. And we do see that Sanford and Sanji, they're not done. They're going to take out you as well as Ogwin. That's a double for the XP laner of Echo.
This is one classic Yaoi that we're seeing back in Akai. And we have thought it could be in the jungler, but no, this is one deadly Akai. Going back to this instant replay, that was 2 members of BREN Esports falling down.
Yeah, it was great positioning by Yaoi. And of course, the decision for Sanford to go for that. As I was mentioning earlier, because Echo has a lineup with an Eve and a Lunox, it forces BREN to draft more magic defense items in the Radiant Armor and the Athena shields, which means Sanford and Carl TZ, if they can get their items relatively quickly, and that's why that double kill for Sanford early was so good, then BREN Esports will be eating a chunk of physical damage that they don't have defense for just yet.
And Fuse Cult Altar was on cooldown, so they had the knowledge of that, and they played knowing that Few will not be able to save his members.
Yeah, the skill counting by Echo was really good there. Pressure BREN in that scenario.
Good timing as well, but now eyes on the goal lane. Super Marco, Yaoi's here!
Oh, they're on the bottom. That's a very early Cold Altar coming in from the captain of BREN Esports. Not going to be enough to save Super Marco in the end. And while all that's happening, Carl TZ also steals a purple buff away from the Hayabusa.
Oh, you don't want to see that. And you know, seeing this Akai and Lunox together, I was feeling, why does this feel so familiar? All right, Yaoi and Exort loved this combination in MPL Philippines Season 7 when they were still with Next Play. It wasn't even Next Play EVOS yet.
Flap.
Still Next Play.
Yeah, Flap TZ.
Low mana.
Again, just
Oh,
trying to
regen.
survive. This is every laner of BREN Esports, and Flap TZ is included in that. Has to use the ultimate to get out.
TZ on TZ violence. And Carl. Seems like this could be oh no, BREN will be able to contest. Ogwin just needs to time the ultimate really well, and alongside with the entry of Kyle TZ of the Hayabusa, this is a good reset by Echo.
That's a good one. So Ogwin needs to have more eyes on how these 2 members of Echo can disrupt his ultimate, because that only thing that counts is one great setup that he can use.
There it
Oh,
is.
Yaoi, Super Marco.
Is it going to be enough? I don't think so. Echo does not have the firepower to actually handle this, and Yaoi almost got taken out there. Here's the Numenal Blast that forces the flicker out of Yaoi. And BREN, they're starting to get some momentum here on the bottom side of the map, and on the mid, they're trying to play it more defensive.
Okay.
Okay, Caltese just pick up a Hunter Strike.
Super Marco.
Oh, look
he's
at that.
trapped.
Look at Carl at the back. Oh, beautiful combo with BenQ. Make sure that they take down Super Marco as well.
Yeah, this is why the Lunox Golden was so good alongside the rest of the Echo picks. This is because they can go for, in English, sour dives.
Sour dives. Yeah.
Like just the right amount of sourness that looks like it's risky, but it works.
Yeah, I remember you rapping that. You're looking kind of sour, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't even referring to
That's
that.
exactly
but thank
it,
you for the
though.
callback.
And that was Echo you were rapping for. So now it is all one thing that they need to do. It's a good kind of sour. So if they keep on doing that, they're forcing out of something from each other. Look at just the items here. Hayabusa is just on the Hunter Strike up against Carl Teasy. Some more tankiness from Yaoi. Your spot one.
Oh,
What a
Yaoi! He reads that Ogwin was there. That was a beautiful read coming in from the roamer of Echo. Ogwin trying to counter it with a Numino Blast, but will still get taken out by Sanji in the end. What a beautiful play from the Echo trio on the bottom.
Either that was a beautiful read by Yaoi or BenQ giving Yaoi the information that I have a feeling this Lolita's right here.
Feel it.
Woo! And it's not BREN having a good night. It's Echo right now on a roll.
Absolutely. To the bottom side. That was actually all there is. Actually, it's very important, right? You have to note the communications. Who has the better comms? That actually dictates on
Yes.
who can execute better in these team fights. And so far, it has been Echo time and time again.
Okay, so now BREN would really want to have a good set here. They have the glue, they have the Lolita, all they need is a timing. They don't need to be forced most of the time as Yaoi keeps on engaging. That's one thing. They can force out of the other. Overload could be the key here if someone blinks in those kind of skirmishes.
Echo right now, they're feeling it. They look mad. They look like they've learned. They look, I won't just say mad, they look pissed off. They're in this scenario in the lower bracket, and right now BREN is in the receiving end of their anger. Echo in the zone, in control, making the right calls, the right plays, not giving BREN Esports any room to breathe. All minion waves handled well. Forces a 4-man defense in mid just to make sure Echo doesn't open up the mid lane. But Echo, because of that, in that scenario where you see 4 members of an opposing team defending one turret, usually the mid, that means one side turret will fall and Echo get that. Blade armor already built up by Kyle Teasy, a lightning truncheon, the second main item that BenQ was able to build.
BREN right now just basically in survival mode with small pickups being attempted by Kyle Teasy on the Hayabusa, but again, they're not really making that big of an impact, or at least enough impact for them to turn the tides.
Exactly.
Benny!
Oh, Benny's on the side, doesn't really need to do any big plays as of yet. And that's just Echo exerting dominance on the jungle of BREN.
But just looking at the pushes that Echo is doing right now, they're forcing BREN Esports just to answer with the clears and guide their turrets. Most of their ways is just the mid, but Kyle TZ is looking to poke on Sanji.
Oh, look
Wants
at
to be
that.
taunted by Ogun. It's just purely pokes here in the mid lane, trying to force out BREN Esports to answer one problem, then another.
Yeah, a 2-level lead gap between the mid laner and the gold laner of BREN Esports, it's not a good sign for BREN. 2 levels, Sanji is above Super Marco. That's going to hit 11 soon enough. And then when we saw when Sanji got hit by the sniper, it took roughly only 25% of his health. So it'll still take time until Super Marco has the damage and few. Damage now is one of the main problems of BREN Esports, but they have strong counter capabilities. If BREN Esports can sustain and fight a team fight well enough for Kyle Teasy to come in and clean up house with a nice shadow kill, chasing everyone with the marks, with the shurikens, that'll be the scenario that BREN Esports will be looking for.
Now the big question is, when will BREN be actually ready to fight? Because I am not seeing that anytime soon. But they have to. They have to contest objectives like this.
It'll be close to a miracle if BREN Esports can pull it off with the low gold gap that BREN Echo has over them.
Oh, Flap TZ being in the middle of everyone. Fuse trying to spot him also as well. Flap TZ on to
there it is.
grabbing Yaoi.
Should be the go signal, but Flap TZ decides, nope, that's not the time. Let's give up that Lord, let's take a turret on bottom, and let's see if we can survive the next few minutes.
Oh, few. Forced out to flicker from him. Ogun as well, just looking for information, but Echo eyes on the mid turret of BREN Esports. Broken down, there's a push up top. Super Marco is leaning towards your winning investment for damage heading into mid-game.
Wow, BREN Esports backs against the wall. I agree with you, Rockhart. Not anytime soon. Can BREN Esports find a way to turn this around? 5 to 7 minutes more, maybe. Right now, look at Echo.
Clock is ticking. Echo, they're looking really, really angry once more, just boxing everyone out of that purple buff. Again, depriving the Hayabusa of that much-needed energy regeneration.
Getting closer in the turret. Kyle TZ almost half HP. Man, they can't even go in front of Echo right now.
And Echo, they're also being very careful, right? They're careful to just not give anything to BREN while all of this is happening.
Yeah, Sky Guardian Helmet as well is in for Carl Teaser. There's so much time to soak up damage, but look at that, being taunted by Flap there. Going near.
This could be
Yowie.
it. Flapteezy is going to be locked against the wall, even though they are locked down. With that Numenon Blast, it's enough to take out Sanji at least. But Super Marco on the back foot will get taken out by Carl. What a long sword you have right there. And that looks like it's going to be enough for Echo to at least eke out some advantages. It's a 4v3 around the Lord area, or around the area. And Benecuti for free from downtown.
The butterfly!
It was just a butterfly ended the life.
The butterfly effect full on in the land of dawn. Carl's easy. He's going insane right now. Echo, what are you doing? There's a tower still. They're still fighting under it.
No, they're not wasting any seconds. Sanford
going
low.
Oh, there it is. And at the end, the Choo-Choo has to make a pit stop as Echo just got whittled down. I think the biggest damage dealer there was the turret.
Yeah, with how long Echo was standing under there. As Flap and Carl continue to hug it out. Few and Super Marco nearby. How long is this Clue ultimate? He's been there for like, what, 30 seconds?
That's like the third time, and they're just going in non-stop. This time around, it's the Bees for the revenge play. Kyle TZ on the side. He's trying to look for an opening, but will decide to back off for now.
Oh man, Echo.
Oh my goodness.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a Benecutie. But they overstayed their welcome under the turret of BREN, giving BREN an opportunity to get a second wind. It wasn't the big breath of fresh air they were looking for, but it's enough oxygen to give BREN a second life.
It was something at least,
It
right?
was something.
It was good. It was good for BREN Esports. And that butterfly, that's one thing that scares me now. How did it manage to just end the life of that 3/4 of an HP?
This is why, ever since I was a child, I've been scared of butterflies.
I don't want to get near close to any of the butterflies there. But in this game, you don't want to be near Benecutie right now. And on to the damage, they need to be secured how they can sew up this defense. But on the other hand, Echo, Carl TZ secures the Lord.
That's an interesting decision there, because at the very least, I would think Kyle TZ would try to steal it with something, but he decides to just wait that out.
Gets caught out.
And he will get caught out in the end by Echo. And that is a 4v5 for the next 36 seconds.
Controlled was the ninja. Hayabusa falls. Divine Glaive already on the hands of Benecutie, picked up during that Lord take. And right now, Echo can just continue this. I will be surprised if BREN holds on, but BREN Esports showed yesterday that they have the ability to. The question is, in this game, in this scenario, do they have the lineup to replicate that with the lead Echo has? It's sketchy, but it's possible.
Yeah, Carl TZ, he's actually between enemy lines, or behind enemy lines rather, but he is fighting it out. He's trying to clear some minions on the side, with Flap TZ actually being put very low by Benecutie as well. No minions available on the bottom and the middle. It's the top with a Lord push.
Carl TZ holding that siege minion, allowing Echo to maybe break the mid turret, but no, BREN Esports still gets to clear the minion waves. Look at Carl, the enforcer right now for Echo.
He needs that siren. He's just going boom, 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 and that's able to actually clear it in time. Oh, the slow from Sanji is massive. Forces so many flickers out of BREN Esports.
Amazing placement of the Void Crystal, but now they're outside. Benecutie is on the bush. Nobody spotted him. Oh, Kyle TZ smelled something out of that.
The much-needed takedown on Benecutie. finally, BREN Esports, they're getting something. They're able to do a sort of offensive against Echo. Even Sanford will fall with the help of you.
BREN are finding a turnaround. A snipe, a super snipe from Marco.
Did Echo overstay their welcome, being on the brink and destroying the base of BREN Esports? The Bees, the Hive, they're alive right now. They're pushing in the base of Echo.
Fuse Clutch Gene, the Hall of Legend inductee. Coming up big for BREN, the save onto Super Marco. And of course, Kylan and Profilin is the jungler of BREN Esports, finding Benny Cutie in the right shrub with his own shadow. He tossed out the shadow, and it just found the perfect angle to get into the shrub, to get vision. He went in, he checked, he found Benny. Echo's game plan there hinged on Benny Cutie being able to get his combo off as the Lunox. Calteezy stopped that.
Amazing performance onto Few, our two-time Philippine representative for the MLBB division for the Southeast Asian Games. Now they're on a roll to bounce back up against the world champs. Flapteezy grabs one on Sanford. Kyle Teasy though.
They're looking for Sanji. I think Sanji looks like he is the one that you need to target if you're BREN Esports. He might be the key to BREN's survival as they are going for that Lord. And it's Benny Cutie's Lord this time around. Sanji with the real world will be slowed down and stifled by Ogwin, but that will not be enough to actually take him out.
Flapteezy trying to channel in one member to go down with Benny Cutie.
Laying out some good damage. There's the darkening. Benny Cutie still got some.
Miss.
Does he have a charge? Does he have a light charge? No, he doesn't. He goes down.
A good grab there onto Ogwin. The Stampede, and now they're pushing back Echo back to base.
This is the problem with the Echo lineup. It's good for early to mid if you snowball, but how can you end without a marksman? You need to wipe out BREN Esports, or at least take away all of their major minion wave clears. Echo, it's a tough task. It's a tall order.
It's so hard to push.
It's hard to push. It's hard to end. And BREN Esports feels it. That's why they're confident, but Flap might get caught out in mid.
Oh, behind enemy lines. That's 3 reinforcement of BREN Esports. Ogwin at the back though.
Sanji's actually quite low. Ogwin spots this out. Does he have the Numenon Blast? He does. He gets it ready. He waits for his target, but Echo will fall back for now.
And just as that, BREN Esports got the lead back on their own hands.
The turnaround. A good read by BREN. Tremendous multiple reads to acknowledge that Echo overstayed their welcome multiple times, trying to break down turrets, base turrets on the side of BREN Esports. And BREN Esports responded accordingly and properly.
Oh no. With all of you guys discuss on how Echo's lineup in the late game could mean their own destruction of their own composition, they need to have a good target on who's going to be taken away from BREN Esports right now. But most of them is slippery and has one way of escaping an engagement one or the other. Few, on the other hand, even on the gold. Calteezy and Super Marco are back on 1 and 2 by just looking at their earnings right now on the draft.
BREN Esports, they just need to keep this up. Understand that they do not have a marksman to face. Benny Cutie, when the darkening is gone from that Lunox, they can fight, and they should fight. At this point, they've been able to build up enough items to handle the damage that Carteezy and Sanford, Benny and Sanji can dish out. They just need to play their cards right. Calteezy needs to continue to be patient with his entries, be the sweeper for BREN. But don't forget to provide space as well for Super Marco, because Sanford has been on a mission to hunting him down.
Patience, pace is what Echo needs right now on how this turnaround for BREN Esports is going for. So now they're just eyeing on who is going to be isolated out of this map. But so far, this Lord will dictate on who's going to push.
At the very least, Echo has been consistent, right? Every time the Lord is up, every time there's an objective up on the map, they want to take it. But it's starting to look like this time around, BREN might be able to at least get some territory, not outright contest the objective, but maybe they can try to go for a steal. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, because right now Caltese is quite far away.
Yeah, he got info though. BREN Esports know where Yawi and Benecutie are. Caltese's shadow provided that for BREN.
Okay, they see Flap. Where is the rest of BREN Esports? That's a big question on the minds of the Echo squad. And they are here with Conceal on the side.
Who
The
gets
Lord
it?
is pretty much on the BREN territory. Oh, it's going to take the 50-50 though. Benicutie's on the back. He's getting ready to bounce. Snipes of Super Marco. Getting ready to see if he can do it with the retribution, but no. Echo, they're done.
Oh, the real
they're done
world.
giving space. The real world is down. The Lolita's Numenal Blast is up. And there goes Yawi, trying to look for Caltese, but he's gonna get the Lord, as you can see.
Kylan and Profilen, the superstar young jungler of BREN Esports, does it again. Kyle against Carl, and he got it. And that was set up beautifully by Echo, but the angles that a Hayabusa can enter through. Retribution at the exact same time in our eyes, but the microseconds. I wish we could see and count the code of the game itself, but we can't. All we can see is that BREN Esports might be on their way to a turnaround and a Game 2 win.
Oh, the Lord now has destroyed the last turret of Echo. The patience, that's the Uji Shadow Hill connect onto Sanford. BREN Esports is finding a way to end this game, but just by looking at that Lord 5, they were so patient on who is going to make the first step, on who is going to make the first ultimate being used up. Now Echo is on the defense, BREN is on the lead.
There's Sanji, he's providing maximum control.
Few.
He's trying to take out Few, but Carl Ultra will be activated just in time. Super Mario was actually pretty far away. He's trying to look for targets to snipe out. Carl Teasy up front. Apprentice Rat goes down. Few still survives. Carl Teasy on the immortality, and here comes Benicuttie! Going non-stop right now. Sanji's still alive as well. It's a brawl fest, everybody. Everyone is on the ground. Benicuttie is actually super low, and he will also go down.
The Bees are not stopping yet. Flap TC is on the base, Yaoi's on low. Sanford as well on half HP on the regen. But three members of BREN Esports are eyeing to push in. Two minions, three. Still gonna push through, but no, they're not gonna push once again. Retreat back to the base. A reset is about to happen once again.
Wow, just when we thought that looked really good for BREN Esports, Flap TZ was so disruptive in that fight. Almost single-handedly ended Echo, serving up Echo for BREN, but Echo responded really well. Sanji needs to be commended with his positioning, the damage coming out of this Eve. Only a Divine Glaive, Glowing Wand, and Ice Queen Wand has as his main items. Wow.
If Sanji was even, he slipped up a little bit there.
Yeah.
That might have been it for Echo. He was able to keep it together and keep Echo back, or keep BREN back rather, just long enough for his teammates to survive.
And just by looking at the items here of Super Marco, he opted for that Wind Chant and also the Athena Shield, not going for a full damage build here. Something tells me they might go for a swap-roo of the items as this go.
By the way,
games longer.
Queen Swings actually was picked up here by Carl TZ. So gets a little bit more cooldown reduction, a little bit more HP, and Spell Vamp, a little bit more regen for him.
BREN is actually drawing this out quite a long time now. We're at 24 minutes into this game.
Yeah, and this is where they will shine. But right now, Echo are just executing so well that the lineup with a marksman and a high-profile assassin is making it work.
It's a five-man brawl once more, but this time around, it is going to be a little bit haphazard. There's Ogwen, he catches Kyle Teasy on the back, but look at the top side of the map, man. Super Marco getting work done.
And now it's not stopping yet. Benicuttie trying to balance out up against three. Will the butterfly make it work again? Immortality has been popped.
Benny with a 1v3.
He's still living.
He's surviving.
Few survived. How did Few survive? With a sliver of health.
Barely made it out, and because of that, BREN Esports might be in a prime position to take the Lord
Carl
and
Teasy.
maybe end this game.
Oh, man. The moves and grooves. This is similar to what happened to them in the regular season, but with different heroes. It was Hayabusa and Ling then. Now it's a Hayabusa and a Fredrin. BREN Esports, will they complete the comeback?
Oh, no
Carl
damage.
Teasy, he's going for it. He's going straight for the man himself, the GOAT himself. Sanford's trying to hold on for dear life. And there's a free man Numinal Blast that secures the damage from BREN Esports and pushes this game to game number 3, 1-1.
BREN ties it up after being dominated for majority of the early to mid game. They punished the multiple overstays of Echo and complete the comeback.